News from around the globe. Hot, fresh, balanced and objective. On Unity.
Hello and welcome to News Hour on Unity TV. The headlines. CBN raises weekly withdrawal limit to 500,000 naira for individuals and 5 million naira for firms. Court orders forfeiture of $899,900 15 properties recovered from ex-AGF Idris. Solodu announces 10% salary increase for Anambra workers. And on the foreign scene, Zelensky flies to US and wins more military support. And in sports, Nigeria would have been embarrassed in Qatar, says Siasia. And those were the headlines. And for details and more of the stories, I am Rukayat Sani Ibrahim. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, yesterday bowed to pressure from many Nigerians and lawmakers as it announced an upward review of its cash withdrawal limit directive. Individuals can now withdraw 500,000 naira cash weekly, and corporate entities can now withdraw up to 5 million naira cash across all channels, including automated teller machines, ATMs, and point-of-sale POS terminals. The Apex Bank stated this in a circular issued yesterday, signed by its Director of Banking Supervision, Haruna Mustafa. The directive becomes effective from January 9, 2023, the Apex Bank maintained, saying the adjustment was based on feedback received from stakeholders after its initial announcement on December 6, 2022. The CBN had on December 6, 2022, ordered deposit money banks and other financial institutions to ensure that weekly over-the-counter cash withdrawals by individuals and corporate entities do not exceed 100,000 naira and 500,000 naira, respectively. It had also pegged maximum daily withdrawals via ATMs and POS terminals at 20,000 naira and said only denominations of 200 naira and below will be loaded into the ATMs. A Federal Capital Territory High Court has ordered the interim forfeiture of $899,900 and $304,490,160.95 recovered from a former Accountant General of the Federation, AGF, Ahmed Idris, by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. The court also forfeited 15 properties recovered from Idris in Kano and Abuja. Idris and others have been prosecuted by the EFCC on 14 counts of stealing and money laundering to the tune of 109 billion naira. Justice M.A. Hassan gave the order on Tuesday, December 13, 2022, while ruling on a motion ex parte number M/1149/2022 filed by the EFCC. This was according to a statement by the anti-graft spokesman, Wilson Uwajiren. The Anambra State Governor Chukwuma Solodu has announced the increment in the remunerations of the state public workforce by 10% effective January 2023. The governor made the declaration during the 2022 Public Service Day at the Jeremy Udodi State Secretariat Complex, Oka. He also announced 15,000 naira Christmas bonus across boards to enable the workers to buy some foodstuff for their families. In the 5 areas of deliverables of the Solodu administration, he maintained that the state will never be run by criminals as he is flushing them out and dismantling their operations, including the seats at home that cripples public service and the state's economy. The deputy spokesperson for the Tinubu Shatima Presidential Campaign Council, Hannatu Musawa, has described as a misrepresentation a viral video where the All Progressives Congress APC presidential candidate Bola Ahmed Tinubu allegedly gave money to someone at an event. In the video, which widely circulated on the social media, Tinubu was seen handing what looked like money to a man at an event with many people, tagging it as bribe and vote buying. But reacting in a statement on Wednesday, Musawa, who claimed to have recorded and posted the said video, said Tinubu was performing an act of alms, giving and charity to a poor disabled gentleman and not offering a bribe. The APC member accused the opposition of turning a perfectly innocent video, a kind act, into something mendacious and devious. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo yesterday paid a visit to the presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, APC, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, in his Abuja residence. Osinbajo's spokesman Laulu Akande, in a Twitter post, described the meeting as a friendly visit. Also present during Osinbajo's visit to Tinubu was the APC vice presidential candidate Kashim Shettima, former Speaker of the House of Representatives Dimeji Bankole, and other APC bigwigs. Osinbajo had lost the APC presidential primary to Tinubu early June and was omitted in the long list of APC presidential campaign council. The Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Awal Gambo, has hinted that some personnel are colluding with criminal elements to sabotage efforts of the Nigerian Navy at curbing illegal bunkering and crude oil thefts in the country. He made the disclosure at the decoration of the newly promoted Rear Admirals in Abuja, where he warned that any personnel caught will be made to face the stiff penalty of the law. Meanwhile, the Chief of Defense Staff, General Lucky Irabo, who was at the event, tasked the Navy on the elimination of crude oil theft in the country. A total of 30 commanders were promoted to the rank of Rear Admiral, and each of them was decorated by a member of their family alongside an officer. In the midst of the celebration, the CNS urged them to remain loyal to the president and the country as a whole. The Minister of Transportation, Jaji Sambo, has said that he will not accept another apapa at the Lekki-Epe axis by way of movement of goods in and out of the port. He said this at the Maritime Reporters Association of Nigeria Maran 34th anniversary and awards with the theme 16 years of port concession, the pains and the gains held in Lagos. Sambo said Lekki Deep Sea Port. He told them he does not want them to move goods to that port or from that port by the road. There is no reason why we should have another apapa at the Lekki-Epe axis. He will not accept it. To start with, we must do batch. Let us do batch operations. That will also bring a lot of jobs for people who do badges and people who fabricate badges and others in the chain, and at the same time, build capacity for our people. The Presidential Campaign Council of the All Progressives Congress in Zamfara State yesterday demanded that the military should investigate the airstrike which led to deaths and injuries among civilians at Matunji community in Maru local government area of the state. The coordinator of the APC-PCC in Zamfara State and senatorial candidate for Zamfara Central, Kabiru Marafa, said this in a statement by the Council's Secretary, Strategic Coordination, Dr. Mikael Ibrahim, titled Sympathizing with the Victims of a Military Airstrike in Maru Local Government Area. The APC-PCC said the investigation by military authorities became necessary to ensure that there was no negligence of any sort and for lessons to be learned regarding future expedition. And in the international scene, Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky on Wednesday hailed U.S. support and received promises of more, including new missiles defense systems, after he flew to Washington on his first foreign trip since Russia's invasion. Zelensky kept his trademark military fatigues rather than switching to a suit as President Joe Biden rolled out the red carpet, affectionately putting his hand over the wartime leader's shoulder outside the White House. President Biden said the U.S. will continue to strengthen Ukraine's ability to defend itself, particularly air defense. At the White House, Zelensky thanked Biden for his big support and leadership across Europe. Zelensky presented Biden with an award that he said was handed to him by a real hero, a captain on the ground of a HIMARS rocket system that have been a game changer on the field. As Zelensky arrived, the United States announced another $1.85 billion from previously budgeted funds for Ukraine, including, for the first time, the Advanced Patriot Air Defense System, which is capable of shooting down cruise missiles and short-range ballistic missiles. And in sports, a former Nigerian international, Samson Siasia, believes Ghana beating Nigeria to deny them a World Cup ticket saved Super Eagles fans from suffering pain during the just concluded Qatar tournament. The Super Eagles failed to qualify for their 7th appearance at the global competition in the Gulf nation after losing on the away goals rule against their West African rivals Ghana in a 2-leg African qualifying fixture. However, the 55-year-old Siasa, who handled the Super Eagles from 2010 to 2011, believes if Nigeria had qualified, they could have registered embarrassing scorelines. In another development, Marcus Rashford wasted no time readjusting to club matters after his World Cup campaign with England as he scored a fine solo goal in Manchester United EFL Cup win over Burnley at Old Trafford. Rashford was one of 5 United players on duty in Qatar to make manager Erik ten Hag's starting lineup. Christian Eriksen had put the hosts ahead just before the half hour with a fine first-time finish after Aaron Wan-Bissaka has provided his first goal assist since May 2021. Rashford took central stage 12 minutes, into the second period. With this story, we come to the end of our bulletin for today. You can follow us on our social media handles at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Unity Radio FM TV, respectively. My name is Ruqayyat Sani Ibrahim. Thank you for watching and enjoy the rest of our programs.
Unity.